Hey guys, welcome back to the TohirT channel. TohirT is here. I hope you had a fantastic week. Well, I know that usually the grocery stores, when it comes to the YouTube videos, are either the backdrop for the epic pun run, maybe some weird prank, or a person trying to outsmart the robot-controlled environment of that particular store. But in this case, Wegmans. Man, what can I say? Wegmans, in my opinion, is one of the best stores, if not the best store chain out there in the world. I've shopped internationally, I've shopped domestically, nothing compares to Wegmans. And with the opening of their Harrison Ford here in Westchester County in New York, I thought it's a great reason, opportunity, excuse for myself to go and talk about why I appreciate the store, the culture of that company, and everything that they do so much. And by the way, not a paid endorsement. I don't even know if Wegmans ever sponsored any of the YouTubers or like social media influencers, but just figured it's worth mentioning. Let's do this. To be fair, I do get into this kind of random topics once in a while, but if you're here for some more regular content, check out this playlist or the card at the end of the video for some inspirational people and this ongoing series that I run about them that will hopefully inspire you to make something new, create something better out of yourself, or maybe make more money to shop at Wegmans. Smooth segue. In any case, all jokes aside, Wegmans is an interesting company. It's been around for more than 100 years, I think like something like 106 years or 104 years. It was founded in Rochester, New York by Wegman family, and by now with the geographical span of multiple states, Massachusetts, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Virginia, primarily New York is the home base. And it's as exciting because with the company's age, you will also be surprised to know that they're still 100% family owned. Still the same Wegman family owns the company, and it's crazy because with 100 plus stores, 50,000 plus employees, that's one heck of a family business. To throw in one fun fact about their corporate life, well, Wegmans is like set up the permanent camp in the top 100 Forbes list of the best global companies to work for. This is mind-blowing that over the course of the years, being within the same family, within pretty widespread geography at this point, they still maintain that culture. And I don't know how about you, but for me it's important because if I am going to spend hundreds upon hundreds of dollars every week in your store, I want to make sure you treat your team members correct. And this is the great indicator of that, those ongoing surveys that Forbes conducts. And if you think about where they stand as a grocery store itself, when I think about their selection of products, they're strong competitors to like Whole Foods, Fairways, Safeways, Trader Joe's of the world. But when it comes to pricing, they're actually closer to the ShopRites and like Stop and Shops. And yes, they do have expensive products that you would usually find in Whole Foods, but at the end of the day, I find Wegmans to be very well balanced in between the two, and it provides that like sweet Goldilocks spot between the price and the quality. And to make sure I convince you why I grew to love Wegmans so much, I'd rather focus not on those like price comparisons, quantity and product comparisons, but I'd rather focus on 3 customer facing qualities that I think me as a shopper really appreciate and are behind the reason why I fell in love with Wegmans when I first saw it in Rochester back in 2010. The quality and the selection of the private label products. Private label products are essentially those products that carry either in-store brand or some new brand that store creates to, still control it, but yet create some distinction between their actual store name. And let me give you real examples. When you think about specific brand name private labels, it's your Trader Joe's. When you walk into the Trader Joe's, every single product on their shelves, with except of a few smaller items, are labeled with Trader Joe's on them. Well, if you go to Costco has Kirkland, which is their own brand, but they just label it in a different way. Same way it's golden emblem for CVS or Bowl and Basket now for the ShopRite. People get creative with it. And part of the reason it's price protection, the quality protection. We can make an entire video about the reasons why people create private labels, but the importance of Wegmans private label is both their quality and the selection. I know it firsthand because for the hot second for like a year I used to be in the food and beverage industry, and I was in Rochester and I went to their headquarters to pitch them one of our products as an option for the private label. And I happened to learn through that process, through meeting their team, that a lot of the great top-notch labels that you would find and buy most likely are actually the Wegmans private label backers who essentially provide all the products and they just repackage it with a Wegmans label on top of that. For example, if you are, say, Barilla, and I don't know if Barilla actually supports the private label, but just to make a point, if Barilla is your favorite type of pasta, there's a very high probability that Barilla also provides the same pasta or very close to it to Wegmans when Wegmans packages it in their own pasta and puts it on the shelf at half of the price. Maybe not that big of a thing for some of us, but for myself, when I used to be a jobless student back in Rochester, New York, this was a big deal, knowing that I can get good food in various different categories. Yes, it will not have some fancy brand name, it will just have that Wegmans beige and like green logo, but at the end of the day, it was great, it was affordable, and it did not break my student's bank account. Wegmans App. Wegmans App is amazing. Honestly, I'm surprised that not as many grocery stores have that quality of an application. So I don't know if we should give a credit to UFR and RIT, those are the two engineering schools in Rochester, New York, but they're great. The searchability is easy. You can find all the products that you need that they carry. It's very nice and clean UI, so it's very simple to jump into a particular department to find that particular product. And the Instacart integration enables you to do the curbside pickup, or as I've heard in cities like New York, the Brooklyn store actually delivers within a very set amount of hours. They can give you a very precise hour window for the delivery on the same day. I appreciate that they fully sync the app, assuming you logged in, with your membership card, which assuming you have that too, so that you can see your purchases both that you made in store and that you made online. This is great, and it's small but underappreciated ease of use, where I can go and open right now the app before I go to Wegmans store and I can see what I bought last time. And since we mostly, like 95% of the time, we buy the same thing every single time we go to the grocery store, instead of wasting my time and going through the aisles, I can right now go and add the products from my prior purchase list, or even create my own custom list that I always reload and repurchase every week, and order my curbside. Nice, easy, and simple for me to use. And if all of that was not enough, you can actually also order cakes. Yes, you can order custom cakes through their app and you can fill in your prescription. That, combined with how easy the curbside pickup is, they again give you an hour time so you can show up within that time up until the point that you come and pick it up. You're going to keep getting texts and messages and updates if you'd like with the status of your order, if they need to replace something or if they need to find some different item that you did not add on the list originally but they think it's missing. They will help you through the process. That personal grocery shopper who is going through the aisles and purchasing items for you will help you. And once you're there, it takes minutes. Within like 5 minutes, they show up at your car, load it up, close the trunk, and you're off. Small details. All of this is something that some other stores have done, but Wegmans put them together well, and it speaks a lot to the fact that they are a customer-centric company and they care about what my experience like as a shopper in their stores. Finally, the big selling point for me is the in-store experience. Fully get it. Very timely comment with the COVID-19 happening around us. But once it's safe, once we have a vaccine, go hang out at Wegmans and check it out. Great clean stores, very broad, very bright, very easy to navigate. Things are well outlined. The team that supports you there is super helpful and help you with every single item that you might need. And at the end of the day, I appreciate the fact that when I was in that Harrison store, the new store that just opened, I was there on the first day and it was hysterical to hear some of those people walking through the aisles and just gasping and saying certain things in admiration. This is a big store. Oh, they even have this here? Is this the price? I love their selection of beer. Look at that selection of burgers and sandwiches. It was really interesting to see how people were surprised. And Harrison is not your like neck of the woods. Harrison is actually close to White Plains. They have access to all of those like Fairways of the world, Whole Foods of the world. They know what the quality store looks like, yet you can still hear people being amazed by how well everything was put together. I did not say anything about their dining area yet on purpose because it's amazing and I wanted to close this point of the in-store experience with it. From your burgers to your sandwiches, from your Chinese to Indian to sushi to Mexican to American to like some surf and turf stuff to just pre-made and like rotisserie chickens, the bakery. It is great. There's so many different ways by which you can survive. I survived through my first year in Rochester without knowing how to cook and being all by myself. $6 meals. That thing. There's a reason why it's here. That what was feeding me for quite a while I slowly was getting my feet under myself and I finally figured out how to cook. It's awesome because you can go, you can purchase and you can leave, you can hang out. They have the dining areas and you can really kind of like chill, enjoy your time if you're with your friends or you're on your break at lunch, I don't know, while you're at work. But finally, you can also use the app to order it to go, which again, mimics exactly the same similar easy experience. You go in, you pick up what you need, you leave the store, and you're off to the races. And small item, but the simple thing like a set of cup holders next to the coffee shop or the dining area that you can install on your shopping cart as you walk around, the attention to details that really matters and that makes my life as a customer way better. Yes, this is the kind of quality content you're here for, but jokes aside, this is what it takes. That kind of attention to details, what tells apart companies that are doing good versus companies that are doing great. Have you ever shopped at Wegmans? What was your experience like? And do you agree with me that they're the top in the game? Or is there some other grocery store, some other store in general that does the customer experience very well? Share your thoughts and comments in the section below. I promised to myself that I will not make it sound like an infomercial or like a paid advertisement for Wegmans, but alas, I failed. I know I failed, but this is how much I'm passionate about their brand and how much I enjoy it. Yes, as I said, I have some personal connections to it as well in terms of just living through my experience in the United States for the first year and Wegmans being that big part of it. But at the end of the day, what I also think that really represents is that quality of the service that they offer. The fact that I was excited to learn that there's going to be new Wegmans open 20 minutes away from my house. My friends knew that. I literally was talking to someone who I haven't spoken in 6 months and I kind of just casually dropped the fact that the Wegmans opened and I was there and they were like, oh, wait a second. I recall last year you were saying how much you're excited about opening of this store. So I practice what I preach. Let's put it that way. But for you, the main takeaway is really that experience part. It is simple to understand what your customer want at the very beginning. You have to push it a couple of steps forward and almost like predict some of their desires. Think about how could you make their life easier? How can you put yourself in the shoes of your customer, understand their experience better and improve it? Nothing gimmicky. You don't have to do anything gimmicky. Notice Wegmans doesn't do any of that. All they do is they really focus on those small incremental steps. That attention to details is what helps them elevate essentially good prices, good products, good experience with excellent customer service. They pull it all up to that excellent level. You have to ingrain that top-notch customer experience within the soul of your business. No matter if you're facing one person, 5 people, 10 people, or thousands of people every day, making sure it's part of your policies, making sure you focused on recreating the best practices in the experience, in the industry, in your business is what will help you build that long-term thriving business that will retain their position for years and years to come, similar to how Wegmans did it. Thank you very much, guys, for stopping by. If you're new to this channel, go ahead, hit the subscribe button and check out the videos in the backlog. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you very much for stopping by. As always, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this video, and I will see you all next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, on this very channel. Fun fact, this is the photo, and I hope I'm recording it before I actually looked up the photo, but I'm pretty sure I'll find it. This is the photo of one of my Wegmans nights. Essentially, one of the beautiful things that I enjoyed about Wegmans is that back in Rochester, the location that was close to me was 24/7. So I could literally get hungry at 1 a.m. on Friday or Saturday night. I can leave my house, drive for 10 minutes, get in the store, get myself some Buffalo Wild Wings, get myself maybe a watermelon, some other fruit, some drinks, beer if I want, a juice if I want, go back to a house, pop in some Chappelle show on Netflix and enjoy my evening. That's the kind of memories I have that are associated for me with Wegmans. So I'm sure that makes sense now. It should, or at least don't be sad. Trust me, that was actually some fun, quiet evenings once in a while back in upstate New York. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.